Hello, everyone. It's another episode of Tailgate Talk. We're your hosts, David, Nick, and Joseph. Boys, say hi to the people. That was so enthusiastic. Oh my God!
Howdy.
Wow, what a cold open. That was
Can can you tell
the
that it's
the, the
it's
vibes. The
playoff
vibes
week?
that I'm getting right now. It's like, Joe, are you on the toilet right now? Like I don't even know where we're at.
Nah, this is a armchair that we have in our living room area. It's very comfortable.
Hmm.
I got
I'm
the feet
Well,
exhausted,
up.
so
you know what else is comfortable? Playoff week.
I
Let's get
disagree.
uncomfortable. Let's
I,
start.
I
It's
think
this is the time. This is about to get exciting.
I don't think it's comfortable. I think it's
Yeah,
exciting.
I don't think it's comfortable for a lot of teams. I think Ohio State's pooping their pants right about now. Thinking about how the shoe is about to turn into Neyland North. And I think Texas should be on possible upset alert. Possible. I'm not saying I'm picking them. That will be for later in the show. But they should definitely mind their P's and Q's during bowl week and during playoff season here. Because Clemson is gonna be ready.
Don't forget, we got a game Friday night in
In the snow.
in Notre Dame, and it's
I
gonna
know.
be with Indiana. You got battle for the state. Kurt Signetti, he's coming ready. Who's
It's
your
okay.
daddy? It's all over the
Room,
place.
rumors out
Jalen
of
Love.
South Bend are that they're wearing black jerseys too.
I heard, and if we do that, we deserve to lose, by the way. I was talking to one of my coworkers yesterday who's also a Notre Dame fan, and we both agreed that if we were some sort of all new, non-traditional uniform, which is very un-Notre Dame if you all don't know, if you're new to the college football realm, Notre Dame is based in tradition, which is what makes the program great. Um, if we decide to
Hmm.
wear alternate uniforms for that and not during like a Shamrock series or something, um, I think we deserve to lose, and that's my take on that. I hope that we just wear our basic jerseys. You're the
Notre
Golden
Dame,
Domers. They look beautiful as is. Why do we need to change them?
Notre Dame's one of those schools that it's like them, Alabama, USC. You don't need to mess with it. Just let it be
No.
the uniforms.
Yeah.
They're good enough as is. Like they're just let them Nebraska. Just let them
Penn
have
State,
their who?
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. Just
We
let
are
them
not
keep. I mean,
Oregon. We've won national titles before. It may have been a while, but we have won them. We don't need cool uniforms to stand out. We have the golden helmets with real gold in the paint here. So
Or bougie.
I do like how the Notre Dame baseball team also has gold helmets.
yeah, golden domers. That's what they're called. I'm actually repping the golden domers today. It's playoff week.
Whiskey.
Um, do we have graphics for today?
So David was so kind because I had a
Oh,
really
also, not to interrupt you, but David, would you like to put me on blast for my or will you do that during the review?
What's gonna happen? See, it's not fun when you go ahead and try and just own it. No, we'll get there. We will get there. Nick, start us off.
I mean, it's not really my place to talk right here. This is David won the regular season. Congrats to David. Joe came in second, finishing above 500, and for me, it was a tough year. Could never right the ship, but I think I was the only one that made $500 in real money on college football this year, so I'll take that. Thoughts?
I mean, my work speaks for itself.
No thoughts. Next year I'm staying away from the themes. It felt like every time I did a theme week and stuck to a theme of different teams, that took me down the toilet there. So not trying to tank the records, but I also think that I'm ready to build on top of my record with my bowl season and my playoff picks. So
Let's get
Speaking
into
of
it. Let's
those, we
talk
did have
about. We do have some bowl games already. Now, I want a massive asterisk over that 3-0 for Joe. Let's go back in time a little bit, boys. All right. Immediately after the ranking show. I think very close. I can go back and give you a timestamp of when I sent it. I sent out a Bull Mania pick. I made my picks right then and there. Locked them in. Haven't looked at them since. Your boy's locked in, ready to go. And I sent it out to these two Yahoos. I'm
I
like,
was
hey,
golfing. I was golfing.
and I'm like, hey, here it is. Let him go for a week. Day of the first games, I'm like, hey, just for a reminder, none of y'all have entered. It's just me in the group. So please put your picks in. Good old Nick handles that, and Mr. Joe here does not. So he comes in afterwards. I tell him like, hey, look, you didn't make your picks. And he goes, oh, sorry, I was working. Apparently we're not enough cash flow for this guy, even though we got him a wonderful Sam Hartman jersey last year.
This is
And
true.
And here he is, um, basically just asking me, "Hey, David, can you tell me the games? I'll make a pick without knowing anything." So, and then
I
he
swear. Now let
actually
me
no,
just
I'm gonna revision this a little bit. I actually offered. I said, "Hey, I'll tell you who it is. I can tell you who it is. You can guess without knowing. Fine." He then starts asking for. He wants to know who the games were, and the spread. So now he's fishing for some information before these two games were even told. We tell him he picks them both 2-0. So that 3-0, really it's 1-0 in the system. But you know what? We'll let it happen. He didn't. If we're keeping that in mind, massive asterisks right there.
now.
When it
I
comes
would
to
like to.
tiebreakers, he's behind the eight ball. That's
I,
my opinion there.
I would like to say now. I will agree that if we somehow tie miraculously, um, I will secede to you. I will let you have that. Um, I did not look at the games. I swear on all that is lovely in this world that I did not look at the games. I did ask for the spread because that is typically how we run things on this show. When we text things in the group chat, we just put the spread next to the who we're picking or what have you. Um, and so, but I picked right. I had nothing. I did not know that games were happening already. I did not. I would just went off of what the team did this year, what I thought they might do against the team in the bowl game that I saw that you sent me. I actually couldn't even log in and find the Pick Central thing that we do here. Um, and so that took a while. I had you resend me the link like 4 or 5 times until I finally figured out where to go. So, yeah, 3-0. I will take it. Like more like 2.5-0, but I will take it, and that's what happened. So
And
This is
part
also our
part of
math
the
budget.
your other part of
Also,
your
I
other
didn't get a
punishment is that you are not allowed to give your bad juju to Clemson during this playoff run. So keep that in mind.
yeah. Well, that's gonna be tough because I do believe in them, but I will refrain.
I'm not letting you do it again. So, I just thought it was funny. Typical Joe.
Very,
So,
very typical Joe.
I just didn't even see it. And the first time you sent it, I actually did see it, but then I was like, oh, I'll get to that later because I was doing something at the time. And then a week
Keep
later
digging,
it
Joe.
started.
Keep digging.
I don't even remember you. To come to Joe's defense here, I didn't remember you sending it the first time. I was on the golf course, so I wasn't in
I
the right
remember him
spot.
sending it the first time, but I was doing something and I forget what I was doing, but I was mid doing something else. So I was like, you know what? I will put that on pause and I will remember to do this. And then, of course, as always, I forgot that it was there.
Well, good. I thought it
Sunday,
was funny,
Sunday, December 8th at 5:08 p.m. Y'all got your
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah, that
Nick
sounds about
then
right.
sent a SMU football meme from
which is
Twitter,
hysterical.
which was hysterical. And then a couple days later, I'm the one who reminds y'all about picks to pick for the Army Navy game.
That
No,
I
no,
did.
no, no, no recognition of the effort that I put there to set up the group. But that's
Listen, I
fine.
will say, I will say, we do look really good sitting on top of that number one.
All right.
stanchion
All
there.
right, be careful here. I was on your side. I
I
was trying to
prefer the
help you.
last one. The last one's so much better.
No, You know what? Screw you guys. We're going to picks. Done. First game Friday night, Indiana Notre Dame. In South Bend. I believe it's still supposed to snow. Joe, I don't know if you're more.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything different. I heard snow.
So this should be, I mean, lucky for Indiana, they are used to this weather. It's not like a Tennessee going to Ohio State, SMU going to Penn State type of deal. But Notre Dame, 7-point favorites at home. The Signetti train rolls on. Um, I made this pick before realizing they might do the alternates, and looking at that now, if they do it, I'm going to be really upset. But I'm going with the Irish. I just think that they're set up perfectly. Um, they get the home game. I think that they play well, and honestly, I think Indiana deserves to be here. I do think that the one game they really played against staunch competition, they didn't do too hot. So give me the Fighting Irish. I think Notre Dame wins this one.
Yeah, with that being said, I'll put an asterisk next to my pick as well. Because if we do wear alternate jerseys, we deserve to lose. Um, I will refrain from betting on this game because it's my own team, and that's just
Never do that. Never do it.
it's a
As you do.
superstition I have. Um, Indiana is, like you said, they haven't played a very tough schedule. Neither has Notre Dame. With all that being said, just kind of a quick preview for this game. Notre Dame is an uber physical team. And I thought Indiana's best trait against the best team that they played this year was that they were more physical than Ohio State, even though they lost. I don't think they're going to be able to out physical Notre Dame. Notre Dame is going to try and run the ball every single play. It's usually power left, power right, quarterback power left, quarterback power right, and then they run it up the middle. So I do. With that being said, I'm taking Notre Dame -7 here. Go Irish, and I hope that we move on to the next round of the playoffs. Because if not, I will be very deeply depressed.
I low key think that
Can you tell
I
him?
think all
Can you tell I'm a smidge nervous? Not to interrupt you. Can you tell
a
I'm
little
a
bit,
smidge
A little
nervous
a little
about
bit.
this
bit,
game?
a little bit.
Yeah.
I think all four games this weekend are going to be fantastic. I think that they're going to be tight. They're going to be close. Um, I can see Indiana pulling it off. I'm going with the Irish in this pick, but I think this is going to be a really good start to the football playoff, and a hell of a Friday night.
I have a question.
This was the perfect game, by the way, before you start with your question. This was the perfect game to put on a Friday night.
I agree. Joe, your leprechaun's feet are facing the wrong way. Doesn't he know that's going to make it harder to punch, like he's squaring up to?
No, no,
He should have.
you see, that's a common misconception. This is a two-dimensional photo. If there was a three-dimensional photo, he would be in the correct stance to
Well, he looks
engage
like a
in
crab,
a he would be in the correct stance to engage in an altercation. Yes.
but that doesn't fit my narrative. So I'm going with he's going the wrong way.
It's a
SMU Penn
two-dimensional photo.
State games in Happy Valley. Penn State 8.5 point favorites. SMU deserves to be here. This would have been the Alabama game, I believe, if they had gotten in, but thankfully it's SMU. Um, Really interesting. I don't know if you guys are going to talk about it, but Penn State's backup quarterback, Bo Pribula, I think his name is.
Tribula, yeah.
He entered the portal, and instead of sticking out the rest of the season, he left the team, which it's why Dabo is right, and there needs to be regulations on this because you got a guy who is in certain packages for this team is leaving before a playoff run because I mean, and I don't blame him at all because you need to get in the portal as soon as possible to make sure that you can get the opportunity that you want, and also to make sure that
Did
you're
you
getting there for classes in the spring semester. So it's just a tough situation. There needs to be different rules because we shouldn't have guys transferring out because of or during playoff time.
did you
That's a
guys see the
discussion for
rumors of where he
where's that?
may be going?
Where's that?
I heard West Virginia. I don't know how true any of that is.
That would
Allegedly.
be interesting. That would be very interesting. But I think that's a discussion for another day with the whole transfers. That's an off-season discussion because we can go on and on about all that. SMU's offense, it'll be interesting to see if they can continue what they did in the second half against Clemson. Um, Penn State. This is James Franklin in a big game. So with that being said, I'm going with the Mustangs. I also just love their social media team, and I think that if they get an opportunity to dunk on Penn State, I want to see it. So give me SMU here.
So this game's interesting to me. I'm gonna go with the favorite here in Penn State, but I I don't know. I think I went with Penn State because I'm more comfortable with their offense. I know that SMU can be more explosive, but I think I know what I'm getting week in and week out with Penn State's offense. Um, it's obviously going to be in Happy Valley. I'm sure they're going to do a whiteout of some sort. I don't know if
They
that's
are.
been announced yet.
I think they
Um,
are.
yeah, so I just think it's a bad draw for SMU. It was a great season. I don't love Jennings for this game. I don't love that offense to put up 40 like they did against Clemson or whatever they put up. But I that's why I like the Penn State and the
Good one,
Lions
sir.
here. Same thing.
James Franklin, say it with me. We are going to lose. Give me the Mustangs
No,
here. Give me SMU. I'll pony up all day long. James Franklin can't win a big game. And Joe, you're wrong.
Happy Valley, home field advantage.
It's at
Have you
noon.
guys
I'm
Game.
okay with it.
have
I'm
you guys
okay with
played
it.
the
It's
new
at noon. It's gonna be cold. They're gonna be tired. They're gonna be trying to drink their hot chocolates and warm up. And SMU's just gonna warm up by running. And they're gonna run
Before
up and down the field. Give me the ponies.
have
Before
you
Joe,
played
wait,
NCAA football 25 this year? Those bars on the right hand side are going to be filled all the way up. The field is going to be shaking. You're not going to be able to get a first down. The ponies are toast.
I think
I
I just
want to shout out Bordeaux, the YouTuber, doing he did a playoff simulation. He had Indiana win, he had SMU win and Clemson win. I didn't watch the Ohio State Tennessee game because that was gross. That I didn't feel like watching that one on YouTube. So you know what? You bring up college football 25, they say SMU's got a shot. So give me the ponies here.
I think if this game were at 8 o'clock, I'd say Penn State, but the fact that it's at noon gives me hope that SMU can pull this one off. I just think that it not being a night game, it's still going to be an electric environment. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that it's missing that little extra oomph of like
Question
when
for
they
you
have
guys
Ohio State.
because question for you
Hmm?
guys because this is your conference's one of your conference representatives in the playoffs. How many noon games has SMU played this year?
I believe zero.
And how many has Penn State played? Because I think it was at least five or six, possibly more. I think you're ready for a noon start if you've played at noon the entire year. That's all you know is the noon game.
Yeah, but who's Penn State besides the big noon kickoff against Ohio State? Who are they playing at noon? Maryland?
Fair. They also did play and almost beat Ohio State this year at noon.
Did they win?
They win.
They did not win. I said almost.
Keyword. That's all I got to say about it.
James
James
Franklin,
Franklin
man,
in a
you got
big
to go
game.
with history.
Even when they look good in big games, they lose.
You
Look
know
at the
what?
Big Ten championship game, Oregon.
I need the floor for one moment, and I apologize to kind of single myself out here. But James Franklin, team equipment managers of Penn State Nittany Lions, if you have any gear, since I'm the only one who believes in this school and believes in your head coach, you can send it my way. You can reach out to me on the gram or Facebook Messenger or any of the social media accounts that I do have, TikTok. I am willing to represent after James Franklin gets the big dub this week, since my cousins are on a different planet, obviously.
SMU, if you want to send David and I any Dallas merch, like the really cool alternate uniforms, hit us up. That being
Hmm.
said, the big one for us personally, Clemson, Texas, in Austin. Texas is a 12-point favorite. I okay, delusion. I'm going with the Tigers. I can't not pick them. You know, they're my school. I'm an alumni. David's an alumni. A lot of our family members are. Our dad, our cousin. You gotta go with your school. I delusionally, I think that they can. I'm not impressed with Texas's offense. If Clemson's offense can play the way they did in the first half of the ACC championship game, I think they win. or at least they keep it close. If they take their foot off the pedal, it's Texas's ball game. So give me Clemson. I really hope Texas isn't smart enough to use Arch Manning in the run quarterback run game, because if they do, I think it'll be over. But today or Saturday, the right shade of orange will be the one on the left, not burnt orange. Give me the Tigers.
So before you put up my graphic, I would just like to say I think this is the game that's going to be closest in the playoffs. Um, I think even though it sounds silly, I think that this game could honestly go either way. And I think it all depends on whether or not Texas's offense shows up. Like you said, I think Texas has more problems um than what's seen on the surface level here. I think Dabo has been here before. I think even though Sark has been here last year and went to he lost to Washington. He was close to beating Washington, but Dabo has been here. He's taken off the top dog. He's beaten the greatest of all time, in my opinion. I love Clemson this week. But with that being said, give me the Longhorns, baby. Horns up. I hate this pick because I really wanted to pick the Longhorns, or I really wanted to pick the Tigers, but my cousins told me I'm not allowed. So I'll be picking the Longhorns here. Go Longhorns, baby.
Don't twist facts. You put that first, and we accepted it, and now you're stuck.
Well, I also did say, let the record show that in the group chat, I did say Texas in parentheses. I have the reservation to change this or something along those lines.
It's not how this works. You lock in your pick here. This is how this has worked this entire season. Joe's trying to walk the tightrope and hedge his bets, and I'm not
The
going to
only
let him do that. Give me
the
the
Listen,
only
Tigers
time the
all
only
day
time I got to
long.
change only time I got to change a pick was when my pick got hit with a literal hurricane. So
listen, go
And then even then I
Longhorns,
want
but
even then I wanted to count it as a loss. So
go
you know what?
Longhorns. But if Uncle Dave, you're watching, I really did want to take the Tigers here. So
Give me
all
the
right, David.
Tigers. This is this is going to be a great game, I think. I really do hope for it to be a great game because I think that's going to just be absolute cinema on Saturday. The big question is going to be, can Clemson's offense execute, and can Clemson's defense contain Texas? Um, from the Tigers' perspective, Longhorns, you got to go out, you got to execute, and you know flex your SEC muscles. If you can't do that, then you're in for a dogfight. Clemson, 2 weeks to get Phil Maffa as healthy as you can. He won't be 100% not until he gets shoulder surgery, but that guy's gonna gut it out. Hopefully he is more of a runner than he was against SMU, and they're able to use him more. We'll see what the backup running back situation is. I think Cade's going to have to run a lot in order to try and augment that. Receivers got to catch and get open. You gotta block. You gotta give Cade time. I mean, it's all about execution at the end of the day. And people aren't talking enough about. I think Quinn Ewers and Cade have already played in this stadium in high school. Cade came out on top. Give me
Very
the
true.
give me the Westlake boy coming home and putting on an absolute show for his family out in Austin, and give me Clemson all day long.
yeah, it all
Quick
like I
fact
said, it
check.
all depends. It all comes down to this Texas offense. If they come out gunslinging and they come out on fire, I don't think there's a chance. But if Quinn Ewers looks like Quinn Ewers has in the past few weeks and even this year, where he's shown that he's kind of just lobbing balls up there and he's not on target or what have you. I think Clemson stays in it, and if you that's a mistake by Texas. If you leave Clemson close, I think they're going to win this game. So, Clemson, I think you just got to stay close.
Who's your daddy?
In the final eight o'clock game, Tennessee, Ohio State in Columbus. Ohio State 7.5 point favorites. Um, I'll be honest, I'm going with Tennessee just because I think that Ohio State they're getting all in their heads. They can't beat Michigan. They've been sitting on it. I know all the talk is, oh, we're ready. We got four more left, but I just think Tennessee is too good. They're starting to hit their stride a little bit. Nico's gonna travel well. It's just going to be. I trust Tennessee. I can't believe I'm saying it because Tennessee is so inconsistent. I trust Tennessee more than trust Ohio State here. So give me the Vols. I think it'll be a fun. I think this game, if it's not, there's just a lot of fun football. I'm very excited for this one just because I think that it'll be Tennessee's offense versus Ohio State's defense. I'm very excited to see that matchup. But give me the Vols. I always lean towards the offensive side. So give me Tennessee here.
Yeah. Alexa, cue good old Rocky Top. No, I don't have an Alexa, but I like Tennessee in this game, but I like Ohio State even more. I think Ryan Day has been stewing on that Michigan loss. I think here is where, and I dislike Ryan Day a lot, but I think he's been stewing on it. I think this is where he comes back and says, "No, we are the team that dropped millions of dollars in the transfer portal this past year to go win a national title. We have one of the best wide receivers in the country. We have two of the best running backs in the country. We have some of the best DBs in the country. You have the DNs. That defense is incredible. I think this defense is going to win them this game. And I think that, even though they keep getting off to slow starts, and I'm the biggest Ohio State hater on this podcast, give me Ohio State and the Buckeyes. I think they kind of show everybody who they were meant to be this year, who everyone thought they were.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment to just appreciate the lineup of games we have this weekend. I mean, this first round of playoffs, the more and more I look at it, the more excited I am to watch just a lot of good college football. I hope that the games are back and forth, down to the wire, all of them. Maybe minus Clemson if Clemson can get out early, that would be great. But I truly think this is going to be a weekend to remember for college football. So I think we all just need to appreciate how awesome it is to have that kind of cinema to basically watch. Um, it's 8 p.m. in Columbus, Ohio, in the dead of winter, the weekend before uh, Christmas. Tennessee, y'all got to bring your big boy pants because it's going to be cold. It's going to be hard hitting. Um, I think whichever team can run the ball better and whichever team can hold on to the ball better is going to win it all. Honestly, for me, it's a toss up, but I'm going with Ohio State because of the home atmosphere. Although if that fan base, if the entire stadium does become Neyland North, as Tennessee's trying to make it, and if the Ohio State faithful start booing Ryan Day because they don't get off to a quick start, that could switch real quick. So Ryan Day's coaching for his job. He's been born on third base for too long. You got to do something with it here.
Yeah, and
One more.
even with all those things being said, this is the like you just mentioned, kind of. This is the team that went to where'd they go? Where they it was 55 degrees outside, and they went down to the sideline reporter, and he was like, "How you doing down there?" And the sideline reporter was like, "Oh, good, but the Tennessee could be better. They're all huddled up next to a space heater in 55-degree weather because they're freezing cold over there." This is the same team that's going to go up to Ohio this week in the middle of
In like week
December.
15, wind chill down to
Yeah,
down
wind
to
chill is
single
going to be
digits.
ridiculous. It's going to feel like -5. We have all played football on this podcast, Nick being the only one who has in college, but I could tell you it is not fun when you get hit and it's cold out. That that first one is piercing. And I could tell you it's not going to be a fun day for Tennessee on Saturday. Because I think Ohio State's going to pack their lunchbox, and I think Tennessee's going to have a problem.
My one thing about Ohio State is they cost me $2,000. They were the only leg not to hit, so I will never pick them again. That is a that was I was close to turning like $5 into 2.3K, and the only leg that didn't hit was Ohio State minus 19 and a half against Michigan. So I will never pick them again. At least they lost outright, but still, that was just never again.
It's tough.
Yep.
It's tough. You gotta build back those losses.
And it's the start of a great bowl season. As we talk right now, we've got JMU Western Kentucky playing with Cal UNLV coming up later tonight. Y'all are going to be seeing this noon on Thursday. Got another game Thursday night. between Georgia Southern, Sam Houston. Like this is the time if you're a college football fan, if you're an NFL fan, you just sit back and you find any excuse you can to use any PTO you have left and stay at home and watch football all day because it's the life. So
Did you
with
guys
that,
you guys
go
real
Tigers.
quick before we leave, you guys picked James Madison, right?
Yeah,
And then did you guys all pick UNLV or did one of us pick Cal?
I picked UNLV.
Let me double check.
I picked UNLV, so I'm
I
just
think
getting
I
that
picked.
off before we bounce and say our goodbyes and sign off. Getting our picks in
Yeah,
for the rest of the night because I know we have our bowl game
I mean
mania
we
on the
might as
side.
well for that. We got Georgia Southern, Sam Houston, and then Friday we've got a couple of games too.
I think I put Sam Houston, and then Friday I can tell you what games there are.
So I
Uh,
went James Madison, UNLV, Sam Houston, and then I'll just go up until the Notre Dame game. I got Jacksonville State over Ohio and Tulane over Florida.
yeah, I think I took Ohio and then Florida, but I could double check that.
I'm
But
rocking
I
with
took I also
UNLV
took Sam
tonight,
Houston.
JMU right now, UNLV tonight, Georgia Southern, Ohio, and Florida.
Hold on, I'll tell you who I picked on Friday.
David, you and I got some big differences here.
Yeah, I got UNLV after JMU. I got Sam Houston. I got Ohio over Jacksonville State. I got Florida over Tulane. And then
Okay,
obviously
so
we're
the
going
Jackson
to
those two games are going to be huge for me because if Jacksonville State and Tulane can win, then I am sitting in a very good spot here because you both I would go 2-0 and you guys would both go 2.
let's not count our chickens before we hatch, okay?
Trust me, I'm not.
Me and
I'm
David
pointing
know
it out.
ball.
I'm
If I
just
hear that
pointing it
Nick
out. I'm
picked
observing.
against it, I feel even better about my pick. That's how this
All
season
right.
has
All
gone.
right. All right. Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
Go Irish.
Go Tigers.